You're listening to episode 314 of the Membership Guys podcast. Today we're talking about a simple tactic that is extremely powerful when it comes to selling your membership and ensuring people actually get what it is that your membership's all about. This is something that has played a big part in driving the success of Membership Academy, as well as many of our students and clients. So we're going to dive in to exactly what that tactic is right after this.
You're listening to the Membership Guys podcast, bringing you proven, practical tips and advice from the leading experts on growing a successful membership business each and every week. And now, here's your host, Mike Morrison.
Hello. Welcome to this week's episode of the Membership Guys podcast. How the devil are you? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe and sane. Thank you so much for joining me this week. If you listened to last week's podcast episode, then we're kind of getting back to business as usual this week. Last week was a bit of an unusual, a bit of a different episode where we kind of riffed for well over an hour about money and mindset and all that sort of stuff within the membership world. It's an episode we've had incredible feedback on. Very, very different from anything we've done before. And it's well worth checking out if you haven't had a chance to already. But this week we get back to business and we're all about sharing those practical tips that you need to drive your membership success. So today I want to talk about something that's a pretty simple but very, very effective way of marketing your membership and ensuring that people actually understand what it is you're offering, what the point is of joining your membership site. And that is taking people behind the scenes. So really straightforward, but not something everybody does and not something everyone realizes is actually as powerful as it is. Because memberships can be quite vague as a product. They're not quite as well defined as something like an online course. If you're selling an online course, usually the name of it will be really specific. It'll be about the end result. You can see a list of modules, learning outcomes. It's all wrapped up in a nice, pretty bow. It's easy to describe. It's easy to understand. People don't have to work too hard to get it, to understand what is the point of me paying for this thing. What am I going to get? How's my life going to change? Why is this of value to me? Is it relevant to me? Memberships aren't quite as straightforward. They can often be quite an abstract product because essentially you're selling a box. You're selling a box with stuff in it. That stuff might be courses, it might be regular workshops, it might be a community, and the stuff that's in it changes. It gets added to week, month to month. And so because there's often quite a few different things inside the box, quite a few things that might appeal to some people and not to other people, that might be relevant to beginners but not advanced people. Usually there's so much going on that we just, as marketers, we just talk about the box itself. We're not talking too much about what's going on inside it because we recognize that our audience have a finite amount of time, a finite amount of attention, and so we can't spend 2 hours talking through every possible feature, every benefit, every piece of content we might have added over the last few years. So we just talk about the box, what an amazing box it is, how this box is going to change your life. It's a shiny box. It's a beautiful box. We're talking about this box of mystery, right? Okay, that's exaggerating a little, but hopefully you get the point. You end up talking about the membership as a whole rather than anything specific. And when that happens, it can be harder to explain, harder to sell. You might have to use broader terms when you describe the benefits and what someone gets out of being a member. And while many people will get it, they'll understand it, not everybody will. Not everyone knows what an online membership is like. If you're in an industry where online memberships aren't particularly prolific, yours might be the very first membership that your customers are encountering. Perhaps they've been part of subscriptions before, but maybe they got burned. Maybe they associate a subscription with a particular type of product that actually is nothing like your membership. Or maybe they're subscription averse. They don't like paying monthly for something. They don't understand why they would need to keep paying for your membership, because any time in the past where they've wanted to learn about something, they've just went and they've bought a course and it's cost them $100 and that was it. And they did it on their own terms. So why do they need to pay $50 a month for this thing? Like, what's this all about? So this is where taking people behind the scenes of your membership can really provide clarity. It can help people actually understand what your membership is, what the experience would be like as a member, and help them to make that decision about whether this is right for them and whether they should join. Behind the scenes content is a big driving force, not just for our own membership, but for a lot of memberships we've worked with in the past. And it can help get people off the fence or clear up anyone who might actually just not quite get it, just need a little bit more information. And there's a few different ways in which you can take people behind the scenes of your membership. You can show instead of just telling. So the first and the simplest of these is creating a behind the scenes video tour. So this involves using software like ScreenFlow, Camtasia, Loom, a screen recording software where basically whatever's on your computer screen, your laptop, your desktop gets recorded into a video and you can narrate over the top of whatever you're doing. So you can literally hit record in your screen recording software and you can talk people through your website. You can kind of say, okay, in this video, I'm going to show you behind the scenes of Membership Academy, and we're going to start on the member dashboard. Here is where you will find X, Y, and Z. Here's where you'll see the dates for our upcoming training. You can see here that the next one is going to be all about how to turbocharge your trials. We can't wait till we do that. Next section we're going to look at is the library. This is where you'll find X, Y, and Z. So you're literally, as you're talking through it, you're scrolling through the window, you're using your mouse to highlight things, you're clicking on buttons, you're showing them literally the inside of your membership and what they would need to do, what they would be doing as a member. That just makes it so much clearer, gives them the context. It shows them what it is like to use your site, what is on the inside. And it contextualizes that in a way that simple screenshots can't, that the info you put on your sales page can't. You can show them click by click through your website. That can have such power when it comes to clarifying what is actually on offer and enticing people into your membership, because on a typical sales page in your sales email, you're just not going to have the room to include everything. But if you're giving people a tour and you're showing them, instead of just trying to figure out how we tell them what's on the inside, why it's all great, how easy to use the site is and all that sort of stuff, then those dots get connected so much more. They just get it because they can see it and they can get a true picture and a full appreciation for where the value is, why they should be a member. And it almost makes it feel like they're a little bit closer to that experience. Like I'm sitting in front of a computer and I'm seeing this membership through the eyes of a member. And so all it would take if I wanted to, see it for real is just to click this button and join. It brings them closer to that experience of being a member. It clarifies any problems, clarifies any issues, any confusion. It makes it clear and easy to understand just what they are getting for their monthly payment. So that behind the scenes video can be the most powerful tool in your arsenal. We recommend having it within your email sales funnel. So when someone subscribes to your email list, generally you'll put them through a series of emails about your membership where you tell them what's on offer, you tell them what the benefits are, you share success stories and what have you. One of those emails should include a link to a behind the scenes video. So any confusion can be cleared up. People love to watch this kind of things because we're curious by nature. And so even someone who might not have previously considered joining your membership, or they might have some preconceived notions about what your membership would be like, they're still going to click on this. They're still going to watch it, even just out of curiosity. But that curiosity could lead to something else. It could lead to them deciding to take the leap and become a member. It kind of can ease any confusion, ease any concerns, any anxieties. You know, the online world can be a difficult world to trust as a consumer. There's too many cases in past years of people paying for something that ultimately either just didn't get delivered or was nothing like what was promised. When you have something like a behind the scenes video, you're showing proof that your product exists and that it is what you say it is. It's not difficult for someone to mock up fake screenshots of a non-existent product, take your money and then run. But you're showing a walkthrough, you're showing this site exists, that it's real, that it works, it functions, and that alleviates some of the risk for people who have been burned in the past and maybe they're a little more wary, they're a little more suspicious, they haven't yet built that trust with you. Behind the scenes video goes a long, long way to making that happen. So it should be part of the initial series of emails that you send out. You could have it on your sales page. You could use it in your remarketing messages. So if you're using Facebook ads, you can retarget those ads to people who have visited your sales page, but they've not yet joined. You can use your Facebook ad settings to detect who those people are and then show them an ad on Facebook that kind of says, hey, we can see you came to sales page. You've not yet taken the leap into becoming a member. If you want to see what you're missing out on, if you want to get a secret inside glimpse into what the membership's all about, here's a quick video we put together showing you behind the scenes. Again, that can just add the clarity, add extra information, and build that little bit of trust, or at least break through any of that mistrust that people might have about subscriptions, about your industry, about buying things online. That behind the scenes video can bust through that in so many ways. So absolute number one thing you should be doing to taking people behind the scenes of your membership is having that behind the scenes video. You might even consider doing that behind the scenes tour live. So this is something we've seen people do effectively before. Yes, you can create a video that is pre-recorded that you include in your emails, but you might also consider hosting a live tour of your membership where, again, you can stream on Facebook Live, on YouTube Live or whatever, and you share your screen. And again, you just take people step by step through your membership, one page at a time. You show them what's on the inside, what's behind the scenes. The added benefit of doing this kind of tour live is that you get to field questions. And if someone says, oh, could we just look at that again? You can go back to it and you can show them in more detail. If someone says, oh, hang on, you rushed past that part, but I didn't quite get it. You can slow down and you can expand on, anything that you might have brushed over or anything that needs a little more depth to it. And then you can field any other questions about your membership and generate sales directly within those discussions. We've done little tours like this. We've gave little glimpses behind the scenes of our membership in real time, and we've had people literally join during those sessions because we're able to address any questions, to clear anything up, while giving people that behind the scenes glimpse of Membership Academy. So you definitely want to have a behind the scenes video in the mix and maybe consider those regular live tours as well. Another great way of showing people behind the scenes is to make use of the stories features that have become very prominent within social media these days. So Facebook have stories, Instagram have stories, LinkedIn, I believe, have stories now, Snapchat, all of that sort of stuff. These are typically places where people share a little more of an insight into their personal lives. So they're great for showing people your personality, but they're also great for giving people sneak peeks in what you're doing behind the scenes of your membership. Because if you think, most people use things like Instagram stories to share what they're doing day to day. If you run a membership, then the things you're doing day to day include things like creating a new course, things like running live Q&As in your membership site, things like replying to discussions in your community. So if you're going to share your day-to-day, it's okay if what you share is the fact that, hey, you've been working hard all morning on slides for the next live training workshop, and you take a little photograph of your laptop, and maybe you give a little teaser of what the workshop's going to be about. That's a glimpse behind the scenes. That shows, yes, there's a real person here. They're creating stuff just for us. It makes them aware of, a feature that they maybe didn't realize you had. It makes people aware of content that's upcoming. If you, again, a one that you'll see some membership owners doing regularly, again, you might post a little photograph of your screen from inside your community where perhaps you have a list of unread content or notifications, and you can kind of say, great, answered every single post within our community, lots of amazing advice being given out. Again, you're showing people, one, there's a place they can go to ask questions. You're showing them what that looks like, and you're also demonstrating that you, the expert, the influencer, the person who runs the membership, that you make it part of your day, part of your week to go in there personally and answer stuff. And so if they joined, they will get access to you. If they've got a question, there is a place inside your membership that they can ask that. So sharing the behind the scenes of your life as a membership site owner, when you're creating content, sharing those teasers, when you're in your community, when you're working on something, even when you're planning or brainstorming ideas for your membership, raising the level of awareness that you have a membership, showing that you are personally involved, showing content that's going to be coming up. Again, making people aware of the fact that there is new content that comes up. They're not just buying something that's never added to, it's never changed. There's new stuff coming in the pipeline. You're always doing amazing new things for your membership. That raising of the awareness, that showing people the personal side, that glimpse behind the scenes can be so compelling. It can build a lot of trust and develop that relationship between your audience and you as the expert, the influencer, the membership founder that they follow. And that can be a big factor in their decision to join your membership. So using the stories features within social media channels to give people that glimpse behind the scenes of your life as a membership owner, as well as your membership itself, can be very, very powerful indeed. And another way to do that is to create content that focuses on you and your journey, your story so far as it relates to your membership. That's something that we do here with the Membership Guys every year to celebrate the anniversary of the Academy's launch back in August 2015. We release a yearly review. So we do an episode where Callie will join me on the show and we will just share a big old peek behind the scenes at what has gone on in our business over the last year. The ups, the downs, the things that worked, the things that didn't work, struggles or challenges we might have had, what we're planning for the future. So we totally pull back the curtain and let people into our business. So again, not only does that satisfy a bit of curiosity, it just adds more depth to what people already know about our membership. It can make them aware of things that they otherwise would never become aware of, but also helps build a bit of trust in us. It demonstrates that we're human, we're people, we're trying, we're working hard to continuously improve the membership. It also means just by nature of having those conversations, we're going to be talking about content. We're going to be talking about things, that have worked, things our members have enjoyed, results that they've had. So you're learning more about the membership itself by getting more of that glimpse into our journey, into our world running a membership site, how the business has developed. And that transparency, again, can be very, very appealing to people. A lot of people these days, particularly online, feel like they need to know something. They need that connection with the people they choose to do business with. That can go such a long way. And so creating content, whether it's blog posts, where you, again, just peel back the curtain and give a warts and all accounting of the last year or so of your business, how things have been going, what you've done, what you've tried, what you've experimented with, what you've struggled with, all that sort of stuff. It just adds more flavor. It humanizes your membership in a way that will appeal to a lot of people, but it also is going to make people aware of things about your membership that they may otherwise not have known, and those things could make the difference and could be the one kind of straw that breaks the camel's back in terms of their buying decision, that gets them off the fence and gets them into your membership. And then the final way of really leveraging what's happening inside your membership to draw more people in is to showcase your existing members. So if you have a platform, if you have a podcast, a video channel, Facebook Live, or a blog, look for any opportunity to actually get your existing members involved and to showcase them, their story, their successes, their wins, their journey to your audience. So this achieves a lot of things at the same time. First and foremost, it stops things getting boring because you're not just talking about you and your membership all the time. You get to actually dive into someone else's story, and their story might resonate with your audience in a way that your story simply doesn't. So they might be more engaged in that conversation, and by being engaged in it, they might learn a bit more about your membership because, again, you're showcasing your existing members, you're talking to them, your membership is going to be brought up in that conversation. It also shows them context. It gives them context for what is possible. So it's one thing for us to talk about our journey in starting up the membership and our journey running a membership, but unless you, the listener, are someone who is creating a membership about membership, it's not a like-for-like situation, right? So you're going to resonate with a lot of what we talk about because you're also a membership owner, but you're operating in a different industry to us in most cases. So if we bring someone on who happens to be in your industry, then the context, the associations you're going to be able to make is going to show you that it is very possible for someone in your world, someone like you, someone dealing with the people you're dealing, to follow a similar path to the person that you're hearing being talked about. Again, that's going to engage you a little bit more, and it's going to have you paying a bit more attention to how the guest, if it's an interview or a profile, how they've been able to utilize specific things within the membership in order to drive them forward. So you're getting a glimpse almost behind the scenes of another person's journey as opposed to just behind the scenes of the membership itself. But the third, I believe it's the third, it might be the fourth or the fifth, I lose track of this stuff. The final big thing that showcasing your existing members does is it shows your audience the caliber of people that are inside your membership community. So in that way, you are really showing them a sampling of your member base. You're kind of saying to them, listen, you're hearing this. If you're listening to this and you think this person sounds cool, or this person sounds nice, they've had success, I associate with them, I empathize with them, I'm similar to them, and they're smart, and they're someone I'd like to hang out with. You're showing people, hey, we have great people like this inside our community. So when you join, you don't just hang out with me, but you're also hanging out with all these other amazing people. We have a high caliber of member inside our community, and you could be around them too, right? So that in a way is almost a glimpse behind the scenes of your membership community. So if you've got a podcast, if you've got some sort of content platform, and you feature members in every single piece of content you put out on that podcast or what have you, then if someone wants to know what kind of people join your membership and what they do when they go there, what they do when they're inside, and what that leads to, then they can. They're not just listening to you talking about all your members as, this third-party thing. They get to connect with the very people who are inside your membership right now, making things happen, learning from their story, and getting a glimpse into what it's like to be a member of your site and, how people are using your membership to further whatever they're doing. And that can be so powerful. Something that we do with our Behind the Membership podcast. You'll note that we don't promote that as the membership featuring Membership Academy members, but just so happens every single guest on Behind the Membership, which, by the way, if you go to behindthemembership.com, you'll get taken to our page for that podcast. Every single guest across the 5 seasons now, I believe we're up to, is from Membership Academy. And because they are, the Academy gets brought up naturally in conversation. And every time it does, you get a little glimpse into the relationship that member has with the Academy, what the Academy's done for them, what it's enabled them to do, and how that fits into their overall journey. And that, in terms of a behind-the-scenes look of your membership, is truly, truly powerful stuff. So, hopefully from today's episode, you have gained a new appreciation of just how powerful and how compelling it can be to take people behind the scenes of your membership. Memberships can be a difficult product to describe, to break down, to really emphasize all the value that you're providing. And so quite often we talk about the membership itself as opposed to the myriad of things that it's worth joining the membership for. Behind the scenes content, behind the scenes tour videos, giving people that glimpse into your life as a membership owner, into your journey, and showcasing your members, all this stuff just helps to crystallize the way in which people will understand and appreciate what your membership's about, to make it a more compelling place to be and ultimately to drive more member signups to your membership. All right, that is it from me for this week. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you found it useful, and I hope it's prompted you to start looking at ways in which you can show people behind the scenes of your membership. I'm out of here, and I'll see you next week for another installment of the Membership Guys podcast. If you enjoyed this week's episode of the Membership Guys podcast, we invite you to check out membershipacademy.com. The Membership Academy is the essential resource for anyone at any stage of starting, growing, and running a membership website. Whether you're still trying to figure out what your idea is going to be, or whether your website's already up and running and you're just looking for ways to grow it and attract new members, then the Membership Academy can help you to get to the next level. With our extensive course library, step-by-step membership roadmap, exclusive member-only discount perks and tools, as well as our supportive, active community that will help you along the way with feedback, encouragement, and advice, the Membership Academy is the perfect place to be for anyone looking to start, manage, and grow a successful membership business. Check it out at membershipacademy.com.